What's the most shocking thing you found out about someone you know? Someone I was friends with when I was 16 ended up murdering a guy and then chopping his body up and throwing him in trash bags in the woods. A kid in the neighborhood used to be my brother's friend when they were both like 9 or 10 or something. There was just something off about him, in my recollection anyway. Years later, I found out that when he was 27, he murdered his father in a schizophrenic episode and hid him in the crawl space. He'd done time a few times out of simply being crazy and had been committed and was forced to take meds. After some time, apparently, he'd been able to convince the staff to not supervise him so closely, stopped taking his meds, and proceeded to make good on his threats of killing his parents. I worked with an ex-Marine for years, and closely for years. My last day, I asked him to help me with something, and he said, "Oh, sure, ask the guy with one leg." I told him he was full of shit, and he took a hammer and hit his shin, to which I heard metal. Thinking it was a joke, I asked him to lift his pants. Sure enough, this man had one leg, and I never knew. I worked with a guy for 4 to 5 years. He was even my boss at one point. He always carried his suit jacket draped over his right hand. I never gave it a second thought. One day I went to shake his hand, which I, for whatever reason, had never done before. And he looked at me like, "Woof, bro, are you kidding?" He then extends his right arm, and for the first time ever, I realized he didn't have a right hand. I honestly can't remember now if he wore a prosthetic hand or simply left it as a nub, but I do remember apologizing profusely. He just laughed it off and thought I had been ducking with him. He killed Jeffrey Dahmer. No shit. I grew up in the same neighborhood as Chris Scarver. I didn't even know that was him till I attended a friend's wedding. Another guy and I were catching up, and he said, "You heard about Chris, right?" I replied, "What did that crazy